Yo, what up, though, everybody? It's your homeboy, Heavy Metal Lifestyle, with another episode of the Pop Culture 223 podcast. But today, we calling this Gun Food Talk. Listen, I got the young homie on here, man. We're going to do a whole series. This is volume one. We're going to do a whole series. But before I get into what I'm about to say, please smash that like and subscribe button at the bottom. We trying to be everywhere like space, baby. We need all the love and support you can get. So hit that like button, subscribe button, leave a comment, all that good stuff. But like I was saying, man, we're about to this is volume one. I was trying to go live, but the homie showed me something that I gotta see, and I ain't want to get smacked on YouTube for showing it. So we're just gonna record it. But anyway, this is volume one. This is gonna be Gun Fu volume one. I got the homie Free OG on here. And yes, everybody, he is sponsored and he does represent Pop Culture 223 podcast. I know you've seen it on all his jerseys, but we just about to talk to him a little bit, man, about all the great things he's been doing. He's been whooping ass. You understand what I'm saying? He's been whooping ass. You know, when you pull up to the park and you're like, man, you see that new dude? What's his name? Free OG. Yeah, he be out here putting up buckets on people, bro. Everywhere we go, everybody know his name, and that's crazy. I'm an OG now, so the young bull out here doing it. So let me jump. Let me bring him in.
There is one place that you have not looked, and it is there, only there, that you shall find the master.
All right, Leroy. Who's the one and only master?
I am.
What up, Free?
What up, though?
What up, though?
Yeah, 2 years ago, Freeman would have heard that and be like, "Ain't no way Freeman out here kicking ass right now. It ain't
Bruh,
no way."
listen. I used to my son used to go with me, like when we go to the neighborhood or go places or in the mall or wherever. And they be like, "Oh, didn't you play for such and such? Then you went to Borges and played football or this or play basketball?" And he used to come tell my wife, like, "I'm tired of going places and my daddy know everybody or people know who he is or whatever." And I was like, "Hey man, I put in work." So that's just
Mhm.
that's just what it was. We put in work. So when I walk up to the state, when we go to matches, everybody was like, just be in the background. Man, yeah. Such Freeman ran this they don't listen. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm gonna try to keep this under an hour, but so when we walk up to the matches and people maybe they know I'm pop culture, maybe not. Maybe I'm not that. You more of a celebrity. You're more pop culture celebrity than I'm pop culture, and I'm the one to create it. But when we walk up to the matches, me and Barry be out there just chilling, and we hear like, yeah, uh, what's the fastest this person ran stage? And they be like, I don't know. I had Freeman on Free OG. You know, he ran this stage, yada yada yada, and did this and this. But they're not talking to us. They just talking like to the other people that's there or other RSOs, whatever. And your
Yeah,
name always comes up, and it's like, man, I
I've
know
been
that one.
grinding, man. I've been
And
grinding.
then we was at Detroit Sportsman Club, and the OG, the old geezer pulled over there and said, "Man, if he said, what did he say to you? He said something about, yeah, I ran this stage in this. If I ran it almost or just as fast as Freeman, I know I'm doing okay." I'm just like,
Yeah, I've become a what's the word? I've become a benchmark for like people knowing if they're doing good or not, which is crazy because I'm still benchmarking off of people that I feel like are doing better than me. So I don't know. It's weird. It's weird being the bar to set. You know what I mean?
well, and I tell people, I said, first of all, if this man has been going, and I wish I had all the little keyboard crap on here, but I said this man has been going hard for a year with Dry Fry Fridays. Every
Yeah.
time I see a Dry Fire Friday, I just go past that shit. I was like, I want to see that. I like, man, I might scroll back and like, what are you doing? But it's
Uh-huh.
cool to see that you just be there talking like, I can't believe I'm doing this shit again. And then it's like, all right, Dry Fire Fridays. And I'll be looking
Yeah.
around like, I don't have enough space in my basement or upstairs just
Dude,
to
you should see
do.
this room. You see the room. The room is tiny. I got maybe like like what 8 feet of walkway in this room, and I make it work for
Bro,
however
you
I have
you
to.
do dry fire rifle something in the apartment complex
Oh yeah,
running
in the living
around.
room. In the
Yeah,
living room, yeah.
yeah. My house is not well lit, and it's got I'm
All
scared
I
my
hear is
dog gonna
excuses, KJ. All I hear is excuses.
all I think is my dog is gonna try to tackle my ass because he gonna think it's like playtime or something.
uh,
But I guess I was saying it to tell people like, hey, bro, he put in work. Like he's actually like if I never believed in dry firing, like dry fire wasn't a thing, but I was just
yeah,
like, now I watch Freeman. I was like, I need to dry fire more. And when you get out there
yeah,
and shoot matches, dry firing out, just working on drawing out the holster. That's the like one of the biggest things to get your day off.
yeah,
Pause to get your match to get your match going, to get in
yeah,
the feel of a match is that
yeah.
first shot out the holster and your dot is there and you can get them shots on. If you
It,
mess that
it
up,
all it
it's
all really
it's
goes back to the comfortability with the gun. I think that's why dry fire is so good. It's you don't want to go to a stage not knowing how to handle your gun. That's why a lot of newer shooters wonder why it takes them so long to get into sports because they're not handling their gun. Like imagine trying to run a whole course of fire not knowing where your dot's going to be because you haven't practiced aiming down the sight enough, or don't know where how your mag fall out of your gun and when's the next time you can get to your other mag to put it in. You gotta know how your equipment behaves before you can actually like begin to be a really good shooter, honestly. And that's why dry fire is like you really can't beat it because it's such good free practice that if you try to do all that stuff in a match, you will never get as good as you would if you just dry fire enough at home.
I and I, and this ain't got nothing to do with competition. This is just I tell people like i- if you go to the gun store and you buy a bunch of guns and you're not familiar with one, like intimately familiar with it, then you need to stop buying firearms. I said you need to get to know your gun, know what it does, know what it sounds like, know what it sounds like, dry firing, all kind of stuff, so you know your firearm, what it feel like. I said the most important thing when you before you purchase a firearm, if you pick it up, and Trek told me this when I interviewed Trek. He said, "You want to be able to carry that gun without any excuses." And that's just something I just keep in my head to tell people like, look, you buy the firearm, you need to want to carry it, shoot it without any excuses. Not it's too heavy, it's too this, it's too that. And I guess that just rolls over into the competition world. And like I said, and I watched your dry fire and like working on movement, and some people would just inherently catch it and get it because I watch you play basketball. We came
Mhm.
up playing basketball. Me and Sinister 556. We came up playing basketball. Like he was like baby MJ Junior
Mhm.
before there was even a baby MJ Junior.
Yeah.
He like 6 feet, but he was 360 in like in the
Yeah.
seventh, eighth grade. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Fred athletic as hell.
like like when people like, and this is no lie, like young blood was 360 dunking like in the seventh, eighth grade and driving
Hmm.
a Monte Carlo to like middle school. So he was on them
Savage.
savage. But like some people is inherently have athletic ability, and I can tell that you
Hmm.
got it because I said before, like when we running when when I go to like shooters lane and I'm up there and they do the challenge, and and I'm trying to help them understand like weapons flow, how the gun moves in and out of like positioning. And I don't know a lot of things about the competition where mine's is just more of a tactical, just because being you shoot all the same competitions.
Yeah.
But like talk a little bit about like weapon flow and how you learned it, and like what was like, because once again, y'all, my background came from tactical world training. I ain't gonna say tactical world training, but like my guys at MDFI, my homeboy Jeff at MDMI Performance. So my background is more of that. Jeff got me into competition. Now little young Free is pushing me to get better. So that's my whole background. But Free didn't come up that tree like I did. But just talk a little bit about that.
So I mean, if you look back at my Instagram, that's why I've been doing Instagram for as long as I've been doing it. I think I started, like I said, 3 years ago. If you look at the beginning of my dry fire, I was obsessed. I was dry firing every day. It was just an obsession that I had in mind because it was like it's something I know I could get good at. And when it came to like I guess, competing at something. I played basketball in high school. I wasn't good because I wasn't confident in it. And it goes back to like, I think if I started to become more confident in my ability, I felt like I could probably be better at it. But it got to a point in the shooting stuff that I was watching so many videos on people being good at the stuff. I was like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it as well. And how did they get to that point? Dry fire was a big part of their success. Going to shoot matches was a big part of their success, and believing that they could shoot well was also a part of their success. So, like I said, when I picked up the gun, I kind of was just like, this is something that I can get good at if I put my mind to it and actually be confident about it. And I've been working on the confidence aspect. It's been a long time coming for that stuff because like I said, I still kind of downplay some of the successes that I've had, even though I'm doing really good. But I know there's so much more out there for me to obtain. So um, as far as like gun handling and shooting and stuff, it was an obsession of mine when I first started, and I kind of just kept on pushing in that way and just learned from the people around me. And like I said, I started shooting axe. I really started shooting axe for rifle, and that got me comfortable with the rifle. And then USPSA for pistol, shooting USPSA, wanting to get at that, it kind of just forced me into getting better with the gun because I want to win. That's really all it's about. It's just winning to me.
Yeah, but you got you got some people that will see USPSA and you seen them. They'll come out there and I'm gonna say this, and it is what it is. I don't care. IDPA is probably the stepping stone for USPSA. like,
Yeah,
like go over there, work on that first. The slow, IDPA is too slow for me. Blah 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 blah. I said, yeah, bro, but this is too fast for you. Like,
yeah, exactly.
this is too fast. So you, if you don't want to take a class or handgun one advanced to move up into that
Hmm.
world, like then kind of start at like IDPA. And then go to those practices and some of the matches, and then it'll kind of walk you through kind of weapons flow because everywhere you go in whatever match, somebody's always there to help you at the lower matches, like just the regular
Yeah,
matches. But I know I noticed as we go up in like levels or different places, they some of them attitudes change real quick, and the same cool people that you may be at one match is not the same cool people you're gonna be at that match. So
hmm,
like I know when you watch them, it's like, yeah, bro, this may be too fast for you, and they just want to see it because it's fast moving and all this and that. But it's you got trip hazards, you got
yeah,
180s, you got
hmm,
how to not flag yourself and the gun if you get shoved up into a corner,
yeah,
because that's the way it's designed or that's the way it shows you. Some people, their eyes see where they want to go and is visually because the target's up in the corner, they just take their whole body and just be
yeah,
up in the corner.
yeah,
And some of that stuff, like you said, and I know I can see it. Like you probably learned from shooting the axe, or just because we out there shooting two gun and that coverage and not getting jammed up in corners, overexposed and whatever, and getting out of the corner. I can see that you learned that some of that movement there. But I just try to tell people like, weapon flow is real crucial, and I don't know how crucial it is to USPSA. Maybe you can speak on it, but just having that gun up and ready to shoot, how like it more is that more important than something like just moving off the X, or just how do you look at it?
So the one of the more important parts of USPSA, it's not even really the movement. It's not even like your shooting ability. It's about getting your eyes to a spot on the target that you want to shoot. The faster you pick up on transition speed, on like getting two shots on a target, transition to another target, that's really the place where you save the time on your stages. So I've been working a lot on transition speed because I think that's probably the at the higher levels that is the most logical place to pick up on speed because at the higher levels everybody's moving fast. At the higher levels, everybody can split 15 splits on the target. It's just about how fast can you get to the next target, and it really comes down to vision on that. So um, that seems to probably be the most important part of USPSA, at least in my opinion. Some other people might say otherwise, but I've learned that I can really keep up with a lot of the big dogs if I kind of just speed up my transition speed and it's easier said than done. But that's highly important. You should be working on your transition speed and vision over most things, honestly.
Now you bring up transition speed. You mean driving the gun to the next target, or driving your
Yeah,
eyes in the gun to the next target,
yeah,
and not.
exactly.
And I was talking to a guy, owner, and I was saying that some people when they first start shooting come out here, they're so worried about, and it takes a minute to break this, in my opinion, and you can tell me if I'm
Yeah,
right or wrong. It takes a minute to break the it takes a minute to break the discipline of the perfect shot.
yeah,
When you first come out the holster, you trying to see that perfect, get that perfect shot on target, and that take time because you sitting there
hmm
watching, and then you break the shot, but you didn't wait it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I would, I kind of, I said, most people that start this is so worried about that perfect shot, getting them shots. So like, because it's in front. Some of them just right there in front of you. So you should just be able
yeah,
to present and pull and it be there. But calling your shots is the thing. I said a lot of people are that first shot. They're so tuned in to making that first shot so perfect that it kind of slowed
yeah,
them down on the next shots or the next array of targets. And I mean, but that's some things you learn when you if you've been shooting a little while, that
yeah,
so call your shots, move on. If it's not the perfect shot, like everybody trying to get alpha, 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 right? We come
yeah,
from a world where zeros and ones mattered, right?
yeah,
That's that's
exactly.
that's that's the world, and I'm still can't break that triple tap. Three,
Fucking
three.
putting three on every single target out there, damn
I'm putting three on every single target out there, and I gotta do it fast.
it.
But we come from that world, so it's hard to break that discipline, that zeros. But in this world, like I was telling Bear, I was like a alpha, a Charlie, and if I'm saying it wrong, to me, a alpha is great. A Charlie is almost an alpha if you moving fast. You know what I'm saying? Like if you on your shit, like a Charlie is almost an alpha because
Yeah,
if you pick up speed and you can get done, that alpha is kind of like that Charlie's kind of like an alpha. Now, if you got more Charlies and some deltas, then you kind of you kind of screw. But in the course of speed and transitioning to targets, that Charlie is kind of like an alpha because if you
yeah.
can.
There's math to it. I don't know the whole formula or whatever, but if you think about it like this, if you're taking more time to get alpha shots versus taking two Charlies, it's just about getting the most points in the fast amount of time. So if you get two alphas in 5 seconds, well, that's 10 points in 5 seconds. Instead of trying to bullseye shoot just two alphas, you could have got two Charlies in 2.5 seconds or something. I don't know the actual math on it, but it's obvious that if you get those points faster, you'll beat the guy that's trying to bullseye shoot his way into winning the match, and that's
And
not really the game.
and and another thing too is that makeup shot. Like I had a
Hmm
problem with making up that shot because we come from zeros and ones, right? So
Yeah,
I had a problem with making up the shot. And Marlo was like, if you can't do it in this amount of time, shout out to
yeah,
Marlo. He's like, if you can't do it in this amount of time, then don't make it up. So now I'm learning as I'm going, and I'm telling like some of the homies like CJ and them, don't make that shot up. Like don't
yeah.
just leave it there.
It's
But
not worth
visually
it.
you
Yeah.
see it, it's hard to break that. I need to put an alpha there. But the alpha hurt you because it took you more time to get there and take the
Most of the
shot.
time, most of the time, I'd say this is me personally. Most of the time, I tell myself I only make up mics, and I only make up mics that I called, and I only make up deltas that I called. If it's a longer stage, longer stages, deltas hurt more. On shorter stages, deltas don't hurt as much because you're already shooting fast enough to get a lower time. But if you have a higher time and you're losing that 4 points, yeah, it's gonna hurt a lot. So if it's longer stages, deltas I keep out there if I'm already flowing and I didn't see it happen the first time. But I try to keep as many deltas and mics off the stage. Alphas and Charlies, I want to shoot at least 90% of the points. So that means 90% alphas, and then the rest of it can be Charlies.
See, he just broke down some math that I didn't get, but he broke down what I was trying to explain, but he just broke it down like 'cause he in that world
Ideally,
now.
ideally to win ideally to win a match, 90% is your average that you need to shoot to win a match. If you can average 90% throughout the day, you will win a match. Like that's it's like almost hard to beat that.
So talk a little bit about, and I was asking you this about movement in and out of, like, moving in and out of the, what you want to call it, the little white boxes, like those. If you get a
Oh yeah.
if you get a stage if I get a stage that's barriered all around, like left, right angles or whatever, I'm cool with that because I can
Hmm.
run that. But when I gotta step in, low, make ready, and then step out, run left, or like the Trey Casa,
Yeah,
uh,
Trey Cajas.
Trey Cajas, like I like that
Yeah.
classifier, but I know I was taking too many steps out. I mean, I was taking too many steps in, and then
Yeah.
trying to settle myself. So, like, what's your mindset when it comes to getting from point A to another point B, and with the movement?
So we learned a little bit about this in the Travis class that I took. I can't really like. It's hard to explain it without being able to show it or like put on like a demonstration in a way. But I mean, it's really economy of motion. It's about what you feel the most comfortable with. If you're athletic enough to be able to take, so Trace Kajas, for example, is if you're taking 3 shots in your first target, 3 shots on the second target, those are all open targets. If you're comfortable with rolling out of that position on the second target, you'll be able to get to the next position faster than you taking your three, and then exploding out. So if you take your three and then three while you're slowly easing out, if you feel like you can do something like that, then that'll be the best way to do it. Just because it's economy of motion. It's if you get to the position faster, you can start shooting faster. And also, a very important aspect of Tres Cajas is having your gun up while you're getting into the box. So if your gun up is ready to shoot, when you lift that foot up coming out of the box, you can start shooting without getting any penalty points. So it's all about what your ability is, honestly. If I can shoot it again, which I hope I can shoot it again sometime soon, I'm hoping to 100% it because I have the plan. I just got to execute it at that point. It's just about getting to the boxes. Yeah,
So here you
getting to
go,
the
right here.
boxes and then and
But
shooting them efficiently.
well, I guess I would just work like he's in and he's out, right? So, like, are
Mhm.
you taking shots as soon as you step in? Like he was solid because sometimes I get the bouncing, and
So it's easier to say this than to like. You don't understand how late his gun is up and ready to shoot. Like
well, I know that I'm just talking about, but just footwork.
yeah, I mean that's good. It's about what your ability is at the end of the day. Like I said, Travis taught us to where the way that this guy is entering the box, he was putting his inside foot in first. So you
Hmm.
see, he put his right foot in the box first, right foot
Hmm.
first. What Travis was teaching us, he wants us to put our lead foot that's going into the box in first. So ideally, on that last square, he would want us to put that right foot in first and then lift that left foot up so you're ready to shoot. Um, he was crossing his feet getting in. It's about whatever you feel most
What's his
comfortable
name?
with. I
What's the
don't
guy's
think
name?
Travis Tomasi.
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
he's yeah he was teaching us a lot about those movements. It's hard, like I said, it's easier said than done on those things. It's about really what you're comfortable with. And some people have horrible technique, but they still shoot really good. So I mean, it's personal preference, whatever works best for you. But the ideal situation would be to stay low, have your gun up coming into a position, and then try not to get foot faults by falling into that position or getting into that position.
So, what's some other things that he talked to you about movement when it comes to just whatever, in and out of transition and out of targets, or just moving and shooting? Because I was talking to Johnny Tran, the homie, and he was like, and I'm learning, right? So he was like, especially on those targets or that classifier or that set of array where you can see the target behind the mesh. He said you want to kind of be uh what did he say? He said you want to kind of be pointing your gun and getting your shot on because you can kind of see it through the mesh, and that way you can see where you're going and that gun already be up. So
Yeah.
did he talk about that any?
Yeah, so I mean that's a well known thing in USPSA. So the snow fence you're talking about, or like the mesh fence that are usually used at matches, you can see through those, and running into a position, if you have your gun up getting ready to shoot, you can kind of track that A zone. You can kind of
Mm-hmm.
track that A zone before you get to the position. That way, when you're past that wall and your gun gets past the wall and you're ready to shoot, you could just start pulling the trigger. Versus getting there, getting past the snow fence, getting to the position, lifting the gun up, and then wasting time trying to acquire your dot again when you already had it. You should have already had it coming into the position.
And so right, so one guy, did he talk about seeing it quicker, shooting sooner? Like, what are some other key things that he talked about? Cause I seen another guy talking about being sooner than
Yeah.
later on shots.
So I know Alex Tex, shout out to Tex. Tex just talked about it recently on one of his stories. It's just saying shooting sooner. I actually made a video on this at the beginning of the year. Something like popped in my head to where it started working for me. Shooting sooner is just
You made a
basically
video on what, Instagram or on?
on YouTube.
Oh, okay,
I think it was called shooting or shoot sooner or something like that. Or I didn't know what to call it at first. I think I was saying shoot faster. I didn't mean to say shoot faster. That wasn't the right way to say it. Shooting
is it
sooner is
short
the right
or
way
is
to
it
say
what?
it.
What was it? A short or was
It's a
it a?
video. It's an actual video. It was like it was after one of the Howl matches. I think one of the indoor matches I had. Let me see. I'm gonna find the actual name of it.
Cause you,
Uh,
cause you know where you have put your stuff at.
yeah, it was. I didn't realize how many videos I uploaded this year. Damn it. Oh, it's
Hey man,
called "Why Aren't You Shooting Faster?"
why aren't you shooting faster? Why
Yeah, but
aren't you
that
shooting?
wasn't. That's not what I meant to say. It should have been, "Why aren't you shooting sooner?"
so, so basically you just messed up. what?
But yeah,
What?
I kind of fucked because I mean before I knew about a lot of these concepts, I was just kind of talking out my ass. Which I mean, you gotta fake it till you make it sometimes. So I was learning a lot as I was making
Damn.
this, but I think I had an epiphany that the match that I was talking about in this video, to where I realized I was over confirming on my dot. So over confirmation is an issue that many of us shooters have. You want to put your gun on the target and hold that dot there until you're for sure that you're ready to shoot, and you don't know if you're ready to shoot until whatever something tells you to shoot. But I learned after that match, I was like, I'm gonna start putting my dot in an acceptable zone, and instead of sitting there waiting for it to like steady or dance or something, I don't know, just pull the trigger. So that's kind of where my brain had a little switch moment at the beginning of the season. Yo, you there? KJ?
Yeah, I'm here. It just when it switched
Oh,
to you, it went off. I said I don't see it, but I seen that, and I heard, and you brought this up in the beginning, and he was talking about your the guy that you uh the guy that you did the class with. He was talking about being confident. So, and being confident when you shoot is more, the game is more of a mental game than it is a physical game. It's kind of crazy. Like all sports, that's what it is. They say the physical thing is the physical thing. It is what it is. He said, but if you can't, this is not talking about your guy, but just in general, if you can't count the mental aspect of it, you're gonna lose before you even start. Like being
yeah.
confident in your skill set, saying I can come out here and win this match, or come out here and compete, and whatever happens after, it is what it is. But I'm gonna give myself a fighting chance before I get out the car. So what was he talking
Facts.
about? How what was he talking about with that?
So I just made a video on it. I had a talk with him. And basically, yeah, we just kind of went over the mental side of everything. It's uh, the mental side is 100%. Like 100% of the game is the mental side. Like if you can shoot bill drills all day in practice, but you can't come out to a match and do it on demand because you're scared that somebody else can do it better than you. That's you already lost the match by thinking like that. So having the mental ability to say like I can compete with the higher level guys, even though I haven't done it before. That's just the beginning of it all. Like Christian Seiler, I watched a lot of Christian Seiler like documentaries recently. Christian Seiler's a world champion, multi-time world champion, multinational champion too. Care optics division, open division. the dude's an animal and he's still very young, but he has this mindset. I've heard a lot of people say he's got this mindset where he's like, nobody shoots faster than me. Nobody's guns return to zeros quicker than mine. Nobody can outrun me or stuff like he has his mindset to where it's like he's locked into the game and you're not breaking his mental. Like you can shoot better than him. You might have one stage or whatever him, but he's gonna get back at you one way or another. And yeah, that guy is something special. I'll tell you that much.
Well, can you imagine like a boxing ring or it's a boxing match or MMA
Mhm.
fight? Like, regardless what you do, he keep coming. Like,
Oh yeah,
so how do you handle aggressiveness on a scene where that it's not physical, it's more of a mental like
yeah,
competition. If I say I'm on you, bro, like you
yeah,
mess up, I'm
exactly.
on you. And you
Yeah,
like, damn, I pulled that delta and here he
right,
come.
right,
Not pulling that
right.
delta and now you pissed and you could have had a perfect stage and then it's crazy how mentally and I'm at fault for it. I done some stupid stuff. How mentally you can run it's a six stage a match. You get to that and you run all five good, and you get to that sixth stage, and you just do something stupid, and it gets you up either DQ, go get you some ice cream, or you just straight, blow,
Blow the
just
stage. Yeah.
blow the stage. And it's crazy how people say, "Man, I need a mental break or from this or this, that, and the third." I just look. I don't need a break. I don't know if my wife gonna let me come to the next match, so I got to put. I need to put all effort possible. It's not
Man,
really mental. It's mental, but it ain't like that for me. Cause
yeah.
I guess I come from a world where, to me, this is all competition. It is what it is. I'm gonna push as much as I can push. I catch you. You know what I'm saying? I get at you. But it's weird how somebody can talk that talk and be like, "Yeah, I'm on you, bro," and then
hmm
you out of
I,
match.
I I've learned to not let it get to me, mostly because, like we were talking about earlier, I've become the benchmark at most of these places. So a lot of people like to kind of say like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you today," in kind of a way. And I know it's all in good love and shit like that. But I'm learning to get over the fact that I'm at a level now that people are comparing themselves to me, and that's just what comes with the game. It's just the competition. So
Yeah, and,
I'm getting
and it's
over
the
it.
work too. But people like I just want people to understand like the boy puts in work. If you don't know, go follow Free OG on YouTube. Watch all this stuff since the beginning of 350 whatever 8-10 months ago. He been dry firing, so it ain't like you ain't been putting in work. It ain't
Yeah.
like you been shooting. Listen, I got homeboys that say every 10 days, Heavy Mellow and them are always shooting. And I'm just
hmm
like, well, Freeman is every 10 days or every 7 days, so it just make us look better because somebody out there from the crew is shooting. But you had
Yeah.
every match, and you shot a match that or they see this when it come out, but you were just recently at a match.
Yeah.
Um, and I know when I called you when you was in that national or regionals, and you was just like, man, you had some mental situations, and I was just like, dang, I wonder what that's
hmm
like to be out there and just be like, I just had a brain fart.
Yeah.
And I wonder, is it more of a mechanical gun stuff, or is just some stuff that you just like, I just just shot the wad on that one.
I don't know, man. I think if we're talking about, I think the most recent one, Indiana, I placed third out Indiana Carry Optics, and I think 10th overall. It was good. Like I said, I shot the match average. It's just the issue that I felt like I was just shooting so average. Like I felt sluggish that morning. I wasn't locked into the stages. There was just something going on that morning that I mentally wasn't there. And then for some reason, I locked in on the last three stages and ended up pulling some really really good scores in the last three stages that really helped me out.
So yeah, so let's talk about these stages, and you see all this movement, and this boy say that he didn't he wasn't locked in, and that gun is just spitting. Now
Yeah,
you
this was
running.
first stage.
This too much running for me. Like I worry about going to these sectionals like this, and if I'm gonna remember where all these targets are at. Like I
Yeah,
really like not understanding why they put so many targets. And then I looked at the bottom. It was
40, 45. So that was a
48
what,
shots,
48
bruh.
round, yeah, 48 round stage
Now this is the
going into
stage,
a 56 round stage.
right? This is the 56 round stage that y'all had. That Mario said he was disgusted on this stage. So talk about
I
this one.
So the 56 round stage, it was 56 rounds. I don't know what you want me to tell. So usually in matches, usually in USPSA matches, 32 round stages are the most rounds you put on a stage. But I don't know, for some reason, uh, they put a 56 round stage on here from three positions. A lot of people were mad at this because it was like, if you go make a 56 round stage, don't put three positions, make it like a 7 or 8 position fucking stage. And it would have been hard to do it here just because of what it was given. But I ran through a full mag at this last position. So like, a lot of people were mad at that. It's because just like, why are we shooting 20 plus rounds from one single position? That doesn't make any sense. Um, I'd have fun shooting it no matter what, but it was a little silly shooting more than a mag's worth of ammo standing in
So
a single
so
spot.
how important is like when it comes to stages like this, well, if we go back, like this, the mindset to walk through it and remember where every target and what positions to get to shoot them. Like, how do you process that? Like, where is that in your mindset? Like, this is what I'm about to
You
accomplish
go out
here, here, and here. Because everybody talk about a game plan or a stage plan. Like, I remember that shirt. The idea I reloaded on the wrong target, or stage plan with this until the buzzer went off. So
there.
just talk about your setup mind stage when it comes to stage planning.
So my first thing that I do before I start walking these stages is understanding the round count, understanding how many targets I have, and then my first walkthrough is just making sure I see every target. After that, you find positions on the ground where you want to put your feet at, and how many rounds you want to shoot from that position. That's really the most simple way to put it, honestly.
But how do you
It
not
gets
forget what you shooting at, bro? What are you talking
you
about?
do it more times. You have that 4 minute walkthrough you have. You better get back to a position. If you ain't got other targets in your head, you better get back to a position to where you remember those targets. Especially if you first up on the stage too. If you first up, you better get that plan in your head. Um, it's luckily with USPSA we get another walkthrough before we go up. So right before we go up, you get to do another final walkthrough. But
And then you had to hit a buzzer, and then you had that thing is moving fast as hell. Look at that thing.
I had to lock in on that stage. I was like, I just gotta do it.
That's what it was.
Yeah, because I was already shooting not the best, and I'm just like, I gotta focus up because I'm just not here right now.
Got that big pop culture on the back there. See,
Shout out
that was
pop
a
culture.
that was a sweet ass jersey too. No lie, that color scheme was definitely
Yeah,
dope. That definitely
shout out
dope.
Oak Ammo. Shout out Oak Ammo. That's my Oak Ammo jersey. I got that one, and I got the pop culture one.
It's
Yeah,
it's
Kevin
crazy.
Kevin hooked me up with that.
It's crazy how you go out there with a Glock and you out there just a stock with a Timney. What kind of trigger? Just what
Yeah,
is it?
Timney.
Timney and just a Glock just working the hell out of that thing. I know that Glock is
It's
probably ready to take a chill.
No, that thing ready to run some more. Actually, that match I shot earlier today. So me and Harrison Marcotte, we just shot a match today out at Howell, and we did a gun swap. So he let me use his CZ Shadow too, and I let him run the Glock. And he actually won the match with my Glock. So I I honestly think I won the match too. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you were on the match with the CZ.
Yeah, he ran a match with my Glock. So I'm like, I won the match if he won it.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Hey, your boy Sinister 556 ain't shot a match and nothing in the whole year, but he's won some. he's been out here. He's been out
Hmm.
here in spirit. He's been
Oh
out here
yeah, with that Daniel for sure.
with that Daniel for sure. But when I'm watching it, I'm just like, man, how do you when that first stage? I was like, how do you remember to get in and out of what you? Because the all the matches we've been to, it's been it's kind of like they're like I don't know level twos or be different, but they're kind of like you get used to them. Like when I went to
Yeah.
Detroit Sportsman Club, that was probably the first time. It was like, oh, this is different. This okay. This is I can see the level of the creation of the stages, and then I'm watching y'all shoot these sectionals in Indiana sectional, and you come in third and carry optics, and I'm just look at all these damn movements and targets and where they at. How you remember and not remember? I'm just like, man, this is this is a lot. Especially now you
Yeah,
gotta the buzzer go off. I go left or do I go right or do I do this? But as I progress, I'm just like, because most of my plans is look ended up on shooting, and this is me. I'm gonna end up shooting on my right side, opposed to my left side, just because I'm right-handed. So I just try to flow that way. But some of the stages didn't necessarily require it, and so but it is what it is. But just talk. So once you figured out you came in, what you came in at that Indiana sectional, what was your feeling like? How was you feeling about that?
um, I didn't know how to. I look. This is gonna sound real bad. I think I could have won the match. I just was not there mentally. I probably, I wish I was more like, like I gave myself a little bit more grace in the morning, because I think most people were kind of thrown off by those stage setups with the high round count stages, especially being our first couple stages was really high round count stages. Um, I think I was beating myself up because I felt like I could have done much better, and um, I don't know. I just wasn't locked in mentally, so I feel like if I had a better mindset throughout the day, I probably could have done a lot better. And
Well,
it
I
goes
know
back to
one
that
thing.
confidence shit.
I know one thing. If you hear people talking crap and you hear people whining about a stage or something, that shit can be contagious. And I ain't
Yeah,
saying that
yeah,
that's what happened, but just hearing people fussing or mad or upset about a stage, opposed to saying, "All right, it is what it is. We can't change it." You know,
yeah.
buzzer go off. We gotta go. I guess they
Hmm.
can talk about it or bring it up in the next meeting and do whatever. Because
Yeah,
stages have been thrown out. I don't know in that world, but in the other world we've been in, stages have been
yeah.
thrown out. But
Hmm.
you came in third overall in carry optics, and you no third in carry optics, but you was 10th overall, right?
Yeah,
But I was out,
yeah.
bro. That was out of 260 million people. Come on,
It's
man.
like it was like 300. It was like 300.
I told the homie, I said this. I said, dog, it was like 50 million. Or I was like, it was like,
The number get
uh,
bigger every time.
yeah. Every time you tell somebody different, the number get bigger. And somebody sent it to me. He was like, man, you see what Freeman did? I was like, no. And he sent it to me. I said 10th, and then I started scrolling, and then I kept scrolling, and I kept scrolling, and I kept scrolling. I said, "Bro, it's like 4-3, it's like 200, 300 people here, except the last two DQs." I was like 266, 267. Oh, there goes CJ, 268. No, but no, I was just, I was like, and I rolled to the top. I was like, I had to spin it fast. I said, "This dude came in 10th." I was like, "Are you
Hmm.
shitting me?" I was like, "I hope he had my jersey on." That's what I kept saying.
Nah, you had a logo out there. You had a logo out
Hey,
there at least.
hey,
You in
I
the
was
back.
like,
You got prime real estate. Honestly, you get all the footage time.
hey, let me ask you this: do people really ask, or when they be like, "Hey, man, who was that? Who was that? Who was those companies?" Do they ever? That was a side note. Just go ahead.
I actually haven't. Nobody really asked me about the sponsors of my jersey. So all I got is you. I got your jersey. I've mentioned your podcast to people before. Like I mentioned I've been on it. I mentioned that you do like not even just like competition talk. You do like self defense. You do over a lot of different topics of talking. So I've mentioned your name. People ask about what is pop culture, and then Red Hill Tactical. I mention them too from time to time. That's the holster I use, and then Ocamo. A lot of people ask me about Ocamo actually, which is cool. He's getting a lot of publicity right now, which is really good.
Hey, they don't give a shit about a podcast that they ain't gonna watch. They just like, hey,
Look,
how much is that ammo? We want to see
right?
ammo. We need
Nah,
ammo. We need
nah.
ammo.
This
That
this podcast has brought me up for sure. So
They but that's cool, man. I appreciate the love. But just to
mm,
see that, man, I felt like I was there. I just felt like I was excited to see you. Like, and you said this before, like you want to get out and get known, and it's cool to whoop ass local. But when you go out of
yeah.
state and whoop ass, and people that know about competition outside of the state and going to represent outside of the state and whooping and working, that brings a
Hmm.
lot of credibility to your skill set and what you've been doing. So, um, but then
Yeah, next year I'm trying to get out. uh, Alabama or Georgia or something. I'm trying to go out there and see what the work like out there.
Yeah, we definitely gonna work on that and try and get out there. So then after that, you come was Blackout after that? No, was CRC after that?
I think CRC might have been before that. I can't remember they were weekend after weekend. I think.
But then you go out here to this. So talk about this Fort Wayne PCSL championship. Like talk about that. Well, like, what was that about?
So PCS, I've been wanting to shoot a PCSL match for the longest amount of time, and I got the opportunity to shoot one because I had signed up for it earlier, like earlier in the year. Last year the match filled up, so I didn't get a chance to make it. But we come from a world of two guns, and this is a whole different world because we don't got to worry about cover. We just run out and shoot whatever the hell we want. So I was like,
Hey,
I gotta get out there and do it.
he he was like he couldn't wait. This is my
Yeah.
world right here. I
Yeah,
made this
I was like,
ticket for me.
I gotta get here and do this shit. So I joined up with a lot of the big dogs from that area. Riley Fox, he puts on a great match. Harrison, my teammate on Okamo, he shoots a PCC like a demon. A lot of those guys out there were like really good, and I was just glad that I was able to keep up and honestly, place as well as I did out there.
He said, everybody. He said place the well as he did. What did you place, Freeman?
First in the first in the competition division and third overall.
So you went out this your first PCLS Detroit Pal League shoot. This PSL. I'm calling this is PSL. So you go out there and shoot the first PSL match, and you come in first.
In my division, yeah,
What was your division?
competition division, which is like open, which anything goes in open.
So you know what they were saying. I'm glad he's not in my division with a PCC. Like, would care to run it with a PCC or just ran it with the
So
AR?
the funny thing about this match is it doesn't matter what division you're. You can swap gear. Like, so say I wanted to shoot a rifle in the and say I want to shoot a rifle on some stages and a PCC on other stages, I can do that. They allow you to
Oh,
switch. They allow you to switch platforms. So some people are shooting PCC in the up close stages, and then this stage right here, which is a 200-yard shot out to like a 12 by 18 steel. If you
these
shot
are
your
two.
PCC
These
with
are
that,
all 200-yard shots.
yeah, all the way in the far back there is next to the blue barrel is a 12 by 18 piece of steel, um,
It's
and
200
you have
yards. It's
to.
like 150 or 200.
So that was 200 when I was shooting at.
So this
So
whole
there's no there's if you pause right there,
uh
look in the middle of the right of the screen. You see a blue barrel. So
uh
left some, go left more. Right
right
there.
there.
That blue barrel, there was a white steel right next to it. So that's 200 yards right there, and I was shooting a rifle out to 200 yards at this stage.
So when you first started this stage, every shot was on there from there.
No, so the first part of the stage was 100-yard shots, and the
Okay.
second part of the stage was just 200-yard shots.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you can switch platforms however you want on each stage. Like some people were shooting PCC on the close stages, some people were shooting rifle on the close stages. It's just up to your discretion, honestly.
I kind of like that. I'm just gonna run my AR. How many rounds did you go through?
I didn't go through many, honestly. So rifle, we only had three rifle stages. I probably only went through maybe a
But
hundred rifle rounds.
oh, I like this already. What's
Yeah,
up with
right.
this? What was this?
Busting out the Bearcat. I was like, bro, if they put me in handcuffs, y'all got to break me out. I was like, knowing me, I'd be the one in handcuffs leaving out on this Bearcat. No, it was just a single, just a pistol stage. So they had three rifle stages, two pistol only stages, and this is my bread and butter right here. I came out, dropped the mag, and I still shot 98% of the winner, which is I lost 2 seconds at the beginning of the stage right there. So
When I
imagine if
said
I
I
didn't.
was like, yeah. When it's time to get to that pistola,
Yeah,
what in the world was that?
you want to go back to the to watch it. So that stump pad right there, me and a couple guys were trying to game it and activate those swingers early. So we tried
Uh,
to throw our mag at it to activate it, and none of us ended up hitting it. So we had to stump pad, swinger, paper, swinger. It just would have saved us a little bit of time if the if the
And let me ask you
activator
something.
got stripped.
Let me ask you something. When you on your movement, sometimes you got two hands on it, sometimes you got one. Is this a flow of it, or is it
It's
just that?
yeah. It depends on the distance that you travel. If it's anything more than I've learned with myself, if there's anything more than like 2 or 3 steps, I'm usually taking my hands off the gun. But if I'm taking like 2 or 3 steps over, I'm keeping my hand on the gun.
Mm. So write that down, people. That's just from the guy
It's
himself.
person to person. It's person to person though. Don't. It's never 100.
No,
percent You got to you got to you got to practice with it.
I kind of seen Lucas do it, and it makes sense because you ain't got to bring that. Little low light. Look at you. This
Yeah,
is all
yeah. I'm
axe work here.
practicing,
This
practicing.
this is all axe works here. Hey man,
Right.
you better dress warm. I'm just gonna tell you that now.
I know. No, I'm already hip. I'm already knowing.
It's a different type of code when we get out there, buddy. I'm gonna tell
I'm
you that
already
right now.
knowing.
But this was cool, man. I was excited for you to go because I was just like, if one thing I know you can do is run a gun with a rifle and a pistol. You
Yep.
have not. That's one. And then if it's pistol, I already knew that was gonna be easy work.
Yeah.
Let's look at that free OT. I knew that was gonna be easy work when I even seen it. And it's crazy, we watching you grow, and when people watch your page, they watch you grow, and they see your success, and like, man, I had this travel too. And I know you said you're not in that world where you want to teach or tell people, I mean, teach people, but that was like our first interview. But and just to give people some hints and tricks to get better is always cool. You know what I'm saying? Even
Yeah.
if when they ask, I know you probably DM or somebody sits you on your Instagram, I mean on your YouTube and ask questions um about it, about different strategy and different things you have done or equipment and all that. So,
Yeah.
that all helps us in the community, and then
Hmm.
within that community it helps us, you know what I'm saying, like our people, because we come out there just with the leather belt and with the strap, and we just all bad. So um and then talk about the win at CRC though, when you got what did you get, like show us what you got. What
Okay. First of all,
who
I want to preface this by saying it wasn't a win. It was a second place, and they gave me a Make a Wish gift because I'd actually placed close enough to him. Rock is such an animal that he's gonna just give me a Mark 18 for the hell of it.
That was
That
crazy,
was
bro.
crazy, bro.
So this is the Mark 18. The YouTube. I'm clear. Everything's clear here. It's the Mark 18. It currently has a EOTech on it because a good friend of mine, Evan, shout out to Evan Mosley, he's letting me borrow this EOTech for what we got coming up soon, which is Axe Blackout. So I went and zeroed it today. It's a Mark 18 10.3 pistol. I have a SD3G trigger in it. I haven't done much other than put an optic on it and get it zeroed. And this thing is loud and obnoxious. I'll tell you that much.
Were you able to
Were
get
you
in
able to?
get in our squad?
No, so the squads are all weird right now. I'm on a mixed squad with white light and night vision.
Okay, so I don't know who you talked to try to squad up or get you on the squad. Um,
Honestly, I'm excited to shoot it in the first place. So wherever I am, I make it work.
when somebody say, "Man, who is that with that obnoxious gun?" I'm like, Freeman. That's gonna
Yeah,
be
you know it's
Freeman.
me. You know it's me. I'm not putting the muzzle brake on it though. I was thinking about being even more obnoxious and putting the muzzle brake on it, but I'm gonna leave it with the A2 on it.
So, you said you're gonna leave it with the A2. That's funny. But the one thing, like I said, and it's cool that on your Instagram page, on your YouTube page, you kind of like, I said it before, you showing people, you taking us on a journey with you. Um, and I know, throughout your career and things that you're doing, like what is one of the turning points you was like, hey, this is it. Like I see myself progressing here. I can see myself getting better here. Where was that at? Like, oh, this shit is working. Sometimes you like, I'm gonna
Uh,
drop fire, I'm gonna do this and that, I'm gonna do a lot of this, but it may or may not work. Or, I may not be
yeah,
getting my, what I
I
need.
think the first moment was the beginning of this year hitting master. So when I hit master after my first classifier master beginning of this year, I was like, okay, well, not too many people I know actually hit master, so I've got to be doing something right. So something got to be clicking right with me. And then I started worrying less about the letter, and I just started worrying about shooting better. So linking up with a lot of the guys. So a lot of the GMs out here, two of the GMs that really helped me out a lot out here was Skyler and Jake Walker. Those two guys have helped me out a lot when it comes to the small little minuscule things I need to do to like start winning matches. Um, so I mean, just seeing how many locals I won this year kind of also snapped me into the mindset of like, okay, I have the ability to win on a local level. I think if I push my mentality to say like this can be also be like a national level situation, I probably am going to do really good at the whole shooting stuff in general. Like not even USPSA, but just rifle as well. Just like I need to start carrying that confidence over from local matches into bigger matches, and that's my biggest mindset. It's just making sure that I know that I have the ability to win if I put in the hard work, which I have been honestly.
So, but like, what's one thing that you take away that they said? Like, both of them kind of said the same thing.
Um, you talk about the two guys I was mentioning, or
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's mostly just confirmation. So like hearing from other people that I have the ability to shoot at the same level that them that they do. Like you don't realize how good you are until somebody tell you like, oh, like you are actually really good at this. So like Travis Tomasi told me in an interview, he was like, I didn't realize how good you are until I saw you run his first stage. And hearing that from somebody that's won a world championship twice and a national championship many times is crazy to hear. It's just like the people that's been at the high levels know when they see good talent, and when you hear that you have good talent, it's just like okay, well, something's got to be working then. Like it's easy to tell yourself like no, I suck. It's easy to say that to yourself, but like when other people are telling you like no, you're actually really good, that's when something clicks in your head. You're like okay, well I must be really good.
You, so one thing that clicked for me, and it was like at the Detroit Sportsman. Well, that's a different. I'm gonna bring that up. When I go out to these matches and I hear these guys with their times, and then I'll be wondering like, okay, so what would Freeman have done in this stage? like what would you have done? Because they get geeked on. I guess the people, and you said this. I don't chase the letter, and somebody else said don't chase the qualifier because I was chasing the qualifier at first because I knew my first kind of run through the qualifiers was like that was my first. So my first time shooting USPSA for like almost a season was this year, like, and then chasing the qualifiers to see where I was at. So I wasn't really chasing the qualifier. I just knew I could shoot the qualifier that the first time I shot it at Raccoons Hunter. I was just like, okay, I wasn't ready. I shot it. I know I can shoot whatever. But I took it a little bit more serious on the next one, and I know I can shoot better than that. And that's why I was kind of chasing the qualifiers at the end. Like I want to go to this one. I messed up at the first one. You can see I got my Dairy Queen. I messed up at that one. So I had to go to this next one and do good. So I did level up my class, but I didn't I heard somebody say don't chase the quality, don't chase the class, the letter,
Yeah,
just try to shoot better. And
yeah.
a lot of the guys there were B shooters. They're like, well, be cool with being B or master. Like, it's hard. I, I see how hard it is to get to A from a like if you're a B shooter, like it's hard to get to A, and then from A to master. I'm just like, wow, it's like
B to
no
A,
mistakes.
I think B to A is the hardest hurdle to hop over because from B to A is most of your fundamentals. Like to nail down your fundamentals, you'll be in A class. Like a lot of people don't have their fundamentals locked down, and it's hard to get to A because they're still messing up on the indexing of where they're putting their sights at, the draw out of the holster, the reload timing. It's B to A is one of the hardest hurdles to get over, and then M to GM is I think probably the hardest hurdle to get over.
Yeah, and then the guys were like, "Yeah, I ran this in the GM stage." Or this. I'm just like, they talking. I'm just like, "Well, your name ain't pop up running no matches." Like everybody I see is Freeman and this other guy and this guy. Like I don't. I'm trying to figure out who you guys are. But I can see guys chase times and chase like on certain stages. Like that's their
Yeah,
GM stage. Like they chase that. But
yeah.
I wasn't trying to chase the classifier. I just knew I can. I wanted to get to B because I knew
Yeah.
I could shoot better than the C. So I wanted to get to B, and I said, okay, I'm gonna be in limited optics. I'm cool with that. So now
Hmm.
I can work my fundamentals and get better on uh, sharpening the sword when it comes to this, opposed to being sloppy with some things. So I know where I can get better at, but in that where I wasn't trying to chase the classifiers, but I just wanted to get to B. It was like, okay, get to B before the season over with, and then I'm fine with that. Like
Yeah,
I wasn't okay with being where I was.
I
not that I
get
was
you.
not that I
I
was
get it.
chasing
It's
it, but
hard to see that letter and be okay with it. Like, and I know this is gonna sound real crazy, but me seeing the M still at the end of the season kind of gets to me. And it sounds crazy because it's an M at the end of the day. Like it's a hell of a good classification, and I'm a hell of a good shooter. I know I am, but there's something in the back of your mind that you want to get to that next level, and that goes with with everybody that's shooting the sport. It's just like you want to get to the next level. What's the next thing you could do to get there? And then I'm sure that when I hit GM, it's just going to be like, okay, what do I do from here? Do I just try to keep on winning?
it's
So
it's a consistent progress, and for me, because the way we came up, we always went to a different place to play somebody else that was a better talent or higher talent. Even in high school, we was like in class C, but we played like class A. We played anybody that said they were good, we played them, right? So because
yeah,
we wanted to put our skill set next to them. And my thing is not like going to these match like I'm thinking about winning the matches, but I want to see what the next. I want to see the baddest motherfucker there. I want to see what he look like, what how he's shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like how is his movement? Like oh I can do that because I know I can do it. And I told my wife she's like, "What? You mad that I said Young doing it?" I said no. I just she's like you just know you can do it. I was like yeah. If I had the time and just you know what I'm saying whatever responsibility whatever, and some other people got the same responsibilities and whatever life, but I just know I can do it. And that's what I told her. I said, I just know I can do it. And when I go, I just want to go to like a level two and just see, let's work. You know what I'm saying? Put me in a team, let's just work. I want to go to a national area. It is what it is where I flying at, but I just want to go and work and
hmm
just, and just build from there. But we know it was cool. We went to our Detroit Sportsman Club. What's my man name? 7 footer. Uh,
is it
what's his
Evan?
name?
You talking about Evan,
Evan,
the
right?
black guy, Evan
Yeah,
Mosley?
light skinned cat, right? When we all was on the same team, he was like, "Hey, I think we can hold our own out here today." So,
Ain't too many of us out there. We gotta fucking protect
hey,
ourselves. Damn it.
listen, and we're talking about it wasn't too many black folks out there shooting that was out there actually getting and competing, and people was looking like, "Oh, who is these guys?" So that's what he was talking about. But that's weird to even say. Maybe just because it's around here. Maybe if you go south somewhere else or
Oh
someplace
yeah,
else, like
they get it in down there in Atlanta out here.
and then DMV, like the guys, the team, blacksmith, they get it in. There's a bunch of black guys out there shooting.
That's why I want to go to South Carolina so fucking bad because I know Barber and them be out there wild and I think they got a match this coming weekend or I think next weekend or something like that.
Are
It's a
those all
sectional match.
level? It's a what?
It's a level two. So level two are sectionals.
Okay.
And I think they got one this coming weekend and I want to go out there so damn bad to shoot with them because they be stacked up out there. They all cool in a circle and they just know each other. Like it's so cool to see all of them doing well like that.
It is, and like maybe next year we just load up in the get a transporter and we out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But that's but locally with us, that's not what it is. And
Yeah.
what you and Marlo wanted to talk about this, and we probably talk about that. What you think it is when it's around here though? Like
I
why
mean,
you don't get a lot
well,
of us out?
one is not enough education being pushed on it. Like I want to be a word for at least the age group that I'm in, and if I could reach out to older people or younger people too, I would like to do that. But like I want to be like the person to say like you could do this shit too. Like I'm no different than anybody else, bro. I just had an obsession with something that I really liked, and it got me to a point where I'm shooting really good and I can compete at that level. I think it's good. It's good to see other people wanting to get to a higher level, But I think with our community, it's kind of hard to push that because like our community don't really have such a positive influence with guns in the first place. So seeing somebody like me or just anybody of our skin color or whatever trying to get out there and shoot makes us seem like we crazy. When in reality, we have the ability to win at these low or these higher levels. We just don't take it serious enough or don't put in the time to be safe about it or even try to compete at it seriously. So um, I want to be a spokesperson for that and say that you literally can do whatever the hell you want if you want to get into this game and get good at it. Do your research, work hard as hell, go out shoot matches, and take a lot of shit on the chin because you're gonna lose a lot before you start winning.
So, I'll be at Uncoil and Shooters Lane. I haven't heard this yet, but when I'm at Uncoil, they be like, the guys come in there and they like, hey man, yeah, can I get into some competition shooting, or where can I go and shoot competition, shoot some moving targets or shooting and moving? He said, because it's easy just to sit here and on the range and go and go bah bah, like he holding his he got his, buddy, he got his hand like this, like it's easy to
Uh-huh.
go bah 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 and
Yeah.
shoot. I can do that all day, but I want to get some moving and shooting, speed with whoop. As soon as they say that, Shane looked right at me. It just- you gonna say something, KJ? I'm like, nope, not gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna jump into that world and talk to him because first he gonna. It's weird when I approach him. I tell him, like, okay, me, and if and I'm glad you out here talking to him. Me, I'm telling them, I'm getting him like Shane say the father talk. I'm like, okay, you gotta do one, you gotta do two, you gotta do three. People ain't trying to hear that, right? They ain't trying to hear you may have to go to a handgun one, you may have to go to a handgun two, and then go out to some
Hmm.
of these IDPA things. And it's more or less just I want you to be safe when you go out here, and then understand the mentality when you out here, when how people talk or what it is more about being safe. They don't want to get people hurt because
Yeah.
you can, what I'm saying, you can leave with an extra hole that you ain't come with. So it's a different
Exactly.
mentality, a switch. And then our people, that switch is switched on, especially when it's coming from, you know, us. It could be, we because they think we're trying to be, what I'm saying, hating on them, or it's coming
Yeah.
from another color, then it's they trying to be racist. Like, nah,
Right.
bro.
Yeah.
Everybody get DQ, everybody get sent
Yeah.
home, everybody
Yeah.
get told you're not being safe with a firearm. That's why you take these classes or you learn this first, and then you can step into that world. But that's just me because my background. But I'm glad you out here and you can tell them kind of how you and that's cool that you at where you at too. That you can kind
I
of.
just I hate that safety is such a trigger word to people. Like when you want people to tell, like you want to tell people not to point the gun at themselves or like make sure you know where your muzzle is at all times. I hate that that's such a trigger for people because it's like, with me growing up in Axe or in this sport, coming up in this sport in Axe, that's zero tolerance. You cross your muzzle with any part of your body part, you out of there. Like that. When it comes to that stuff right there, and building good habits on that is like there's nothing wrong with like not wanting to point a gun at somebody. Like that's just the way it is. But some people don't see that. Some people are just like I know my gun's unloaded and I know it's safe. Like it's not the point. It's just it's about building good habits with it all. And I don't know why that's such a trigger with some people.
I think when you talk to men that supposed to be protective or that guy or whatever they supposed to be or whatever, and they up there with a crew or they up there with their lady or they up there whatever, it's about they trying to once you in there, you shooting that adrenaline get going, you pump whatever, you think you that guy. So when you talk to him about certain things, I think it's more of a you trying to check me, and that ain't what
Yeah,
it is. That's
yeah,
not really what it is. Listen, y'all, it's not what it is when you see me. You see Free come talk to you about this. That's not what it is. It's just getting you to understand that g- you can do things. You can point your gun at yourself or a leg or a loved one, just not subconsciously, not knowing that you're doing it because you got that gun in your hand. Like it's just certain things that just happen that you not even. Oh, I did that. Um, so I don't know necessarily. I just think it's they don't want to be checked. I'm gonna say check opposed to
yeah,
approach and said it's a better way. because
Yeah.
you hear I hear it all the time. Well, can I take the CPL class heavy? I know how to shoot. No, you don't. But I'm saying in my head, yeah, just go up there and take the class with Lynn and then get with me. Oh man, all right, I know how to shoot, man. Whoop, 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 this, that, and the third. I was like, it's not that. It's about one. It's about education. He's gonna teach you. It's new things and new rules. There's stuff going on. Once you get that, get your background, then you know what I'm saying. I can show you whatever, whatever, whatever. Or let's get together ahead of time and let me show you. But just kind of an open mind when you come in there. That we gotta it's easy, it's hard to show an old dog new tricks, right? Like that's when it come to gun stuff, that's hard. If you don't know
Yeah.
nothing about it, it's easier. And if you got an
Hmm.
open mind, it's definitely easier. And I can
Exactly.
understand why people don't want to teach like a handgun one or intro, just that class just because it's that gotta be
Yeah.
just frustrating for some people.
Hmm.
And especially us. But I just think that's what it is. It's just like people being checked and asked questions. Oh, I can do this. I can shoot. Da 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 da. It ain't the same, man. Just because you play COD or Call of Duty, mentally you think it's processing how it's processing, but it ain't. It ain't the same when you get out there. Buzzer go off, gun go off. That is not the same at
Right.
all. But I just thought that was cool, funny, man. He was just like, yeah, we can hold our own out here now. we got
Hmm.
all we got all. And this is another thing that was funny. We was at we was at Brooklyn, right? And what's the tall dude name?
Evan, the same
Evan.
guy.
Evan. Evan. Stereotype, right? Evan wasn't there. It was it was two black guys from the store. It used to be Midwest. It used to be old Top Gun. Is Midwest or whatever.
Okay.
It's a black guy there about his regular height, and then there was a tall black guy there about 6'3", 6'4", Evan's height, dark skin.
Hmm.
So when I shot the last match, when I shot Oakland County, some of the same people were there, but the two black guys weren't there at all. And Evan
Hmm.
wasn't there at all. Why did they think the black guy there was Evan? They're like, yeah, you see Evan at I was like, I had to tell him. I said, bro, that wasn't Evan. You sure? I
Yeah.
said, I am 150.
That is not him.
I'm gonna say I'm 150% sure that's not Evan. I have seen Evan shoot one time. I know he can shoot. This guy looked like he was a little bit more like police. Like you
Yeah.
can tell that he wasn't. It wasn't Evan. I know Evan. I know. I seen
Yeah.
him. He long, lanky. I just it took one time, but if once we get out there, I'm gonna show you who said it, and you can be like, okay. He was just like, yeah, Evan then was out there. I was like, bro, that wasn't Evan. I was like, y'all just stereotype all tall black 6'2" guys shooting guns. Every black guy that's 6'5" that's shooting is Evan. Just tell Evan that. I,
Yeah. Ain't too
I,
many of us. Ain't too many of us out there, so they
I'm
gotta.
gonna tell you that next time I see him, I say, hey man, I was at a match and everybody thought this 6'4" black guy was you, and did not
Hmm.
look like you at
He
all.
will not be surprised. I guarantee you, he will not. He will not be
Well,
surprised to
I,
hear
I
that.
guess it's rare, you know what I'm saying? Big boy out there moving like that. But I was
Yeah.
just like, man, you just stereotype. And what's funny, I should have said, well, everybody, you look like Johnny Tran. I thought you was Johnny Tran. So, I, you know who I'm talking about. So it was somebody else that looked
Yeah.
like Johnny Tran, but it
Okay.
wasn't. I was
Okay.
like, well, I
I'm
could have
getting you.
mistaken you for Johnny Tran in them. And he
I'm
started
getting you.
laughing.
I'm getting you.
You know what I'm saying? He started laughing. I said, no, that wasn't Evan. He was like, oh.
Right.
I said, he was not Evan, but it is what it is, man. Like I said, just trying to be an hour, man, with you, bro. And we're an hour and 13. But like I said, I've been following you. I appreciate you showing us love on the Pop Culture Podcast. I appreciate you showing us love out there with the sponsorship, all the stuff you do, especially for the homies, man. We watching. We always pushing and supporting. Sinister from a distance. He in his bike
Hmm.
gang, so he don't give a damn.
Right.
Oh, what nephew
Right.
doing? Oh, tell him to come get this CZ. Shit, I might as well get this CZ, cuz so nephew can shoot this thing. But yeah, man. Like I said, keep up all the good work, bro. And they can two free. So tell people where they can follow you again. Like what you got. You know what I'm
So
saying? You got going.
Instagram is TwoFreeOG, TWOFREEOG. YouTube is FreeFreeOG. I'm trying to post a video every week. I'm almost at 2,000 subs on YouTube, so that'd be good if I could hit that for the end of the year. What else? Instagram. I'm at like 800 followers. The followers and shit don't matter to me as long as you guys are getting something out of the content. So I'm just putting stuff out there. As long as you're getting something out of it, that's all that matters to me.
You know, it's crazy how you can have you can be hella on YouTube and suck on Instagram, or Instagram
Yeah.
vice versa. Sometimes it's weird. Um, the and I'm glad you brought that up. You put one time you putting out videos like every 2 minutes. It seemed like I was like, man, if I get another notification from this dude about a damn video, and I was like, you made me like, man, I gotta put videos out because this ain't getting it. He put too
It's
many
all
videos
about
out.
consistency, bro. It's all about consistency.
So do you really think that they said it's consistent? Do you get into the strategies and all that of Instagram or YouTube?
I just post a video and move go on about my day. I have not done any analytics breakdowns. I ain't looked at none of that. I just want to post some stuff. If it flop, it flop, and I'm on to the next one. Honestly,
Hey, sometimes it's heartbreaking, bro. Sometimes it's
yeah,
love, sometimes it's love, and sometimes it's
yeah,
heartbreaking. But give me 1 second. But like I said, thanks for coming on the show, man. I'm gonna post it up.
for sure,
This is like volume 1 of Gun Fu. I'm gonna try to get some more homies on here talking about some shooting, man.
for sure.
Intros and what made them shoot and all that good stuff. Give me 1 second. Yo, that was the interview with the homie Free OG. He's a master class shooter, man. He's master. He a master. Kung Fu in that Gun Fu. He's a master. So look, that was volume 1, and I'm glad I jumped it off with the homie Free OG in the volume 1 of the Gun Fu talk. And we're gonna try to keep this going, man. Probably every week, try to drop some 30-minute conversation with a shooter, or once a month. I don't know how I'm gonna roll it out, but it's gonna get rolled out. So if you like what we're doing, please smash that like and subscribe button. We trying to be everywhere like space, and I'm around like the ground, baby. I keep it popping. So look, turn on notifications, leave a comment, tell your mother, your sister, your brother, your cousins. Get on with the Pop Culture Podcast. That's it from us. Game recognize game. We recognize you, so please recognize us. And I'm out. Peace.